Hmm. The reason why I've been ranting is the cost of the fares here in this country. I know within this year, fuel prices here in this country has risen a lot, very very a lot. Yeah, and the commercial vehicles, that's the trotro, private trotro, pragia, and the taxis and buses. Yeah, they did raise their prices according to the increasement in the fuels. We have had reductions in the fuel prices, but these people are still keeping on to these prices. Within this year, fuel price raised to the 1 liter was diesel. With diesel, 1 liter was 21 cities, and the same diesel now it has fallen to 15 cities or less. And these people, these commercial drivers, are still holding on to this the prices. So like actually I don't know how come, because when the fuel price increased, the GPRTU, they went and met with the government authorities and increased their prices. So how come these people are not reducing their prices? And hmm, in this country we have the demographics based on wealth. Is We have the top, the peak, and the middle, and the lower. And with the peak is actually made of those rich, extraordinary rich. And the middle, we have the middle top. That one is, even these people, they are rich, especially these kind of like maybe the doctors, lawyers. You get me? These kind of people. And we have the middle lower. This kind of like, they are people who kind of like, they do have but not that much. And the lower, yeah, no, wow. And the thing is, these prices, the transport fares, actually affect the middle, lower, and the lower. Here in Sudan, we have nothing. You get me? We have nothing. So, and like the top people, they do have their private vehicles, so they don't actually care about the kind of the transport fares. And the funny thing is, the top people, these people too are the regulators. And someone can be mine. You got me? Ah, yeah, they need to at least. But since it doesn't affect them directly, they are not kind of concerned about it. So, and I remember asking a particular driver. I sat in the church, so I asked a particular driver, why is it that you guys won't actually decrease the fare? And the driver's opinion was like, his answer to my question was, yɛkɔtɔ adeɛ wɔ dwam a yɛkɔtɔ spare parts a prices no so cost so prices na cost so nti yɛntumi nte fares no so I was like, but you guys, I've never like been in spending my whole years actually in this country. I've never heard that drivers are actually increasing their fares based on spare parts. Every increment of transport fares is based on fuel prices. So kind of like, almost you saw doing to gain anything. And that's the sad reality about this country. Obianya chance na opeso buninia. And the funny thing is, just me ranting. After me ranting, I have no option than to board this trotro, and I definitely know yabume. But when anything, since the regulators in this country has kind of turned a blind eye to this, the ordinary Ghanaians, we will just be suffering. And the thing is, I've been in church for several times, then I can hear people like complaining. Last week, Metina came, we share Mambi. The man was like, oh, your market. I was able to sell like It was 50 cities or yeah 60 cities. Yeah, but my fare cost, my transportation in and out cost 20 cities. So just imagine transport 20 cities, and his daily intake of food. How much would that one to take? So it kind of like people are now running businesses at a loss. So we just do plead on the regulators that they need to step in and help us, because we are in a very harsh time in this economy. One can find several videos on YouTube talking about how the these drivers, some even went on strike. I remember I saw a particular video. It was in Accra. Yeah, none of the particular bus station, none of the drivers allow passengers to take a vehicle. So several people, they trekked from their workplace to their house. But now you guys had the option. You guys had the opportunity to increase the fares. In Ghana, we are experiencing a very high inflation, and it's very tough. It's very tough on the ordinary Ghanaian, and to have this kind of like the first, just imagine maybe daily you earn maybe 50 cities. You have kids, you have a wife. Here in Ghana, over chop money. Your kids, their daily anything, chop money or something. Yeah, they do have something. The canteen fees for the kids, and the amount that you spend on yourself. So 50 cities won't even be enough. And I read an article. Yeah, if I do find it, I'll add it. I read an article that they said it was a particular country in Africa, and I know one thing that we are all Africans have in common. That's poverty. Poverty is everywhere here in Africa, and they said people do spend less than, sometimes less than, or $2. Though that's $1 is now as I think maybe 13 cities, so approximately 26 cities a day. It's not possible. Even one person, 26 cities won't be enough for that person. Just imagine all the amount of money you have on you is 26 cities. Then you bought this structure, and this fare, the fare that I'm talking about, the fare can just eat up all your money. Just the fare. Just the fare. So like we do plead on the regulators that they should help us, because we are actually suffering, and I'm part of it, because I don't have any vehicle. So my day-to-day drive is the trotro. My day-to-day drive is the trotro. So it's kind of like, and even we have in Kumasi, there's actually a very worst situation relating to the church specifically. When maybe after 5 o'clock or so, they will just increase the prices. Maybe from KGTL to Tafo, maybe it will be like maybe 4 cities. But just because of it's in the evening, and people will be like there. People are now going back to their house from the marketplace, so they kind of like there will be a very high demand for the chocho. Based on that, they will just increase their fares, add maybe additional 1 city to it, and we are even crying about the 4 cities. So now increasing it to 5 cities. Ghanaians, it's more team papa. Hey, I'm sure it's not just in Kumasi, but almost as long as it's in Kumasi, then it will be available in other regions. If you're in a different region here in Ghana and you do have this kind of experience, and any kind of experience or any kind of church story that you heard relating to the first, you can leave it at the comment